Howdy friends, it's Kim from Kim's Homestead here in Victoria, Australia. How are you today? It's a very drizzly sort of a day today, and I thought I would go and pick up some of the specials at our local bulk butcher before the pantry challenge starts in the 1st of June. So here's what I got at the bulk butcher today. Okay, so here we have 3 kilos of dim sims. I like to have a fry night occasionally, and dim sims is a major part of that. Then I have a twin pack of chicken. Now that was only $12, which I thought was pretty good. It's a size 13. Then there's a big bag, 5.352 kilos of full rump grass-fed steak. Now that is actually cut up into 1/2-inch slices, and each of those slices I shall cut into 3 again and package separately, and there's quite a big piece of meat in there, so that'll be nice. Then I have 2 packages of normal beef sausages at approximately $12.51 per packet. Then we have premium pork cutlets. Now that's just over 2 kilos at $27.46. There's 2 kilos of osso bucco. That one is $29.53. Premium leg of lamb. Now that was $39.43. I'll be able to make quite a few meals out of that piece. Then we have some crumbed lamb chops at $29.62. There's also a pack of 30 rissoles for $18. And a nice little pork hock at $15.58. Now what I'll do is I will package all of this meat up into meal sizes and work out what I saved, because I've bought the meat in bulk. I usually only purchase meat between once every 3 to 6 months, and I haven't bought any meat since while I was on the pantry challenge in January. I didn't eat any of that meat for the pantry challenge, but I did take advantage of some specials while they were happening. And even though I still have quite a bit of meat in my freezers, I am down on a few necessary items, such as the chops and the dim sims and sausages. So I'll parcel these up and get back to you as soon as I have. Okay, so that's the other chook done. Now what I've got here are vacuum bags, and I've got one Ziploc bag, which is what I will put the chicken carcasses in, and I will freeze just like this. Now this will go when I have enough to make some very nice chicken stock. or some people call it chicken bone broth, but I just call it chicken stock. And when I make some, I'll bring you along with me and I will show you how to make it for yourselves. Squeeze all the air out of it. Now that will just go in my freezer, the one I'm currently using. And as I get more and more chicken bones, I will add to this. And I have other ones in there that I fill with vegetable scraps. So here we have a bag for the chicken wings. Now I'm going to put 4 wings in this bag. So that will feed 2 people, or it's a couple of nights meals for me. There we go. Now what I like to do is flatten it out in the bag like that. But I'll just move the plate so that when it's in the freezer it will stay relatively flat and not take up quite so much space. Now this here is a Food Saver vacuum sealer, and the last time I did a pantry challenge I was lucky enough to save enough to pick up a new vacuum sealer, and this is it. I picked it up from the Good Guys if you're wanting to get one for yourselves. And there we go, that's done. Now as you see, I've written along the top chicken wings by 4 and the year is 22, so I'm able to keep track and rotate my stock through the freezer. The bags, so for now they go in a bigger bag. There we go. And we have another piece here. My goodness, this is a beautiful piece of meat. I'll cut off that excess there. Once again, we have a little bit for the broth and 3 pieces for meals. and I'll get back to you when this is done. Okay, so that's the steaks all done and in vacuum sealed bags and now out in the freezer. So what I'm doing now is parceling up sausages. I have 2 packets of thin barbecue sausages. They were, let's see, this one was $12.71. This one is $12.51. Now, these probably aren't the cheapest that I can get. I've actually found them cheaper in Woolworths supermarket. But I was already at the bulk butchers, so that's where I've purchased this lot. This will keep me going for a fair while. Otherwise, it would have cost me in time and fuel and everything else to go up to the supermarket, and I won't be going up there for quite some time. Now, instead of putting them in the vacuum sealed bags, because I'm all out of the very small vacuum seal bags, what I'm using is the plant-based sustained snack bags. Now I can get 2 sausages into the snack bags, and they'll be fine in there because they probably won't last long enough in there to be freezer burnt. So I will parcel these up and we'll be back soon. Okay, so I've done a costing on all the meat that I purchased, and what I purchased, which was the hamburgers at $18 for 30 hamburgers, the equal amount at a supermarket would be approximately $30. The crumbed lamb chops, this was a little dearer, but I didn't have the alternative at the supermarket. They only had plain chops and not the crumb chops. Now you're always paying a little bit more for crumbed. So at the butchers they were $29.62, and at the supermarket for plain chops was $28. Pork chops was $27.46, and at the supermarket for approximately the same they were $33.34. The lamb roast was $39.43, and at the supermarket $45. A pork hock was $15, and at the supermarket $22. Osso bucco was $29.53, and at the supermarket $36. Rump steak was $69.52. That was for about 6.5 kilos, so it was a pretty good size. Now that would have come out at $121 for meat the same weight. Chicken was $12 for 2 whole chooks. For the same cuts in at the supermarket would be $58. So that's a huge difference. Barbecue sausages was, as I said, these were a little bit dearer than at the supermarket, but not by much. They were $25.22 for the 2 packages, and at the supermarket for the same amount would have been $24. So that was an extra $1.22 I paid. dim sims, I paid $25 for a 3 kilo bag, and for approximately the same size at the supermarket was $28.50. And I think that was for only 2.5 kilos. So I actually got half a kilo more by buying the 3 kilo bag. Now what I paid at the butcher's was $290 for all of that meat. What I would have paid at the supermarket would be $425.84. So that's a saving by buying in bulk, $135.84. So sometimes it's worth purchasing meat at a bulk amount and then doing a little bit of work, such as parceling it up into meal-size lots and freezing it for future use, and then over that time you save up and you buy another bulk amount. And sometimes you can buy a little bit more than what you would actually use, and that way you get to save more in meat. Your freezer stays full and you can build up your own stocks that way. So I hope you've all found this interesting. I hope you're able to take advantage of some of the sales. I did include the sales that the supermarket was having in comparison to the sales of the products I purchased at the bulk butchers. So there wasn't much more difference there, but the savings are huge. I did not, however, take into account the bags that I had purchased because I bought them probably 12 months or more ago, and I buy them off eBay when I can get a really good deal on them, and I normally only pay about $20 or $30 for them as well. So, and I use them quite regularly, so you know they're cents. Don't pay very much per bag at all if you buy them in bulk when they're on sale. So that concludes the bulk purchase from the butchers, and the next video that I put up of this sort will be when I go to the supermarket for the last time before the pantry challenge. This time I'm doing a 3-month pantry challenge. Last time was only 2 months, and basically I hardly even touched anything. So I thought, well, the next time I'll do a 3-month challenge and see how I go. Well, that's it. Bye for now, and I'll catch you next time. Bye.